Hello everybody, welcome back to another video talk here on T.F.P English, and welcome back. Well, I just finished recording this previous video about the applications, if you should focus your learnings on these applications. Well, during the video or on the video I mentioned something important. Of course guys, I'm going to make this video in Spanish too, so other students that are in basic levels can understand what I'm talking about. But if not, you can activate the subtitles there, and well, you can read the description when I'm telling you, the subtitles, the titles there, no. But okay, I'm gonna try to be quick on this video. I'm going to try to be so specific. Well, I'm going to talk about these three schools that are important, or at least the most uh, recognized, let's say, the most famous here. There are more, of course. There are more. There are other two. There are other two that are also famous. But okay, I'm going to leave those schools for another video because they have a different type of books, material, etc. No? But at least these three are very similar. Actually, they are like constantly like competing, no? But these schools are very famous. The first one, Harmon Hall. Number two, Interlingua, and number three, Quick Learning. Of course, let's talk about the three of them and how you should choose your school, no? Which one of the three is the best for you? Not the best in the market, no? Because I cannot tell you that one of these is the best in the market. Of course, I would be lying, no? Because that is something that you need to consider first. You don't have to find the best school in Mexico, in the world, or in your country, in your county, or whatever you live in. No, the most important here, and probably is the most difficult part, is this. What I'm going to mention. First, you need to know what kind of a student you are, and probably you will be like, hmm? What do you mean, Paul? What are you talking about? No, it's very simple. It's very simple to understand, but a little complicated to find it out. Let's say, no, you will see why. Because well, every time you say, for example, no, let's imagine that you want to go to Harmon Hall. Let's say, no, so you go, you ask for information, they show you all the program, the books, the material, the certification, everything is beautiful there, no? And you say, oh my God, this is very good, it's very nice, very nice. My recommendation there, not only for this school, I mean for every school you are planning to study in, you should do this. This is the first thing you should do. Because it doesn't matter if it is Harmon Hall, Interlink, or whatever. That is the first thing they will do. No, they will show you the program, the books, everything is beautiful. No, perfect. They are there. No, but ask for a sample class. Ask for a sample class because that's what many students don't do. They just say, they see the place and they say, oh, yeah, very good place to study, yeah, very nice, very beautiful, not very perfect, no. But what happens when you start classes, no? You say like, okay, the place is really beautiful, but I don't understand anything, no? I don't understand anything, no? And why? Why is that? Because well, you didn't ask for a sample class, and that's when you will realize what kind of a student you are. Remember that we have different types of learning, and some people are more visual, some other people are more like they need to move to understand the topic, or some other people are more like you have to give them a lot of grammar, and they understand everything, no? Other type of people, because believe me, in my experience, I have had students that never paid attention to the classes. Like even they were even sleeping during the class, no. And when I say, like, I mean, is my class that boring so that this guy is sleeping? So I tried to wake him up, like, hey, hey, hey. And it says, is your turn to pass? He said, he just stood up and boom, 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 he answered everything perfectly, you know? And I was surprised, and I was like, but how do you do if you were sleeping? Yes, teacher, but I was listening. Probably I'm not looking at you or the board, but I'm listening. Oh. So this guy was more receptive, no, in his ears, like whoa, no? So some people are more visual, some people are more about being writing all the time because If they don't write, if they don't copy what is on the board, they say, I'm lost, I'm lost, no? So first of all, identify what kind of a student you are. Mainly do that, no? Because if you go, for example, to Harmon Hall, for example, well, they have more like free methodology, more free. Like the teachers can follow the program, but with their own touch or with their own techniques. No, this is like free method, let's say, no, which is good, no, because teachers can perform the class the way they want, no, and in that way you can see what kind of students you have. Also, teachers will have to identify what kind of students, and uh, according to that, we have to prepare the class, no, and that's it. But some teachers use the mixed ability class, so they combine all the abilities, no, listening, reading, speaking in the same class, no. Some other teachers prefer to say, today we are going to just speak. Today we are not going to write anything, no, probably just vocabulary, and that's it. Or today we're going to read. We're going to read a lot, and we're going to have vocabulary, or we are going to write a lot. I don't know, no. So it depends. This school is more like free. They have that system, no? More like that, no? For example, if you decided to study in interlingua, for example, well, these guys in interlingua, they have a very square methodology, very square, very square. That teachers, when they start the training there, I mean, you have like a lesson planning there that you have to follow. I mean, you this is your Bible, no? As a teacher, this is your Bible. And sometimes I feel like the students are like robots, no, because they are like repeating and repeating, but they are not like producing by themselves. This is something that I have the perception, no, because even the teachers sometimes show you this kind of posters in which you have subjects, you have actions, and you have complements, for example, no, and you say, for example, okay, the sentence, no, with I study what, mathematics, biology. It's like free, like not free production, because you're following the pictures, no, the examples you have there, no, and they are so square. And the problem there is that if you miss one class, boom, the next day, baba, you're lost. So you have to be like very constant there, no. It's like that is something good, because that motivates the students not to be absent, no, a lot in class, no. So that is a way to bring back students, no, because sometimes they say, because it's Friday, let's go to the bar or let's go somewhere else, no, but not a class. So, and that is the problem, no. Probably that is a good thing they have, no, but at the same time a little bit negative, because it's probably in the 90s or in other time probably was like excellent, no, but now in this time that we are living with a lot of technology, with a lot of how would I say this Facebook and Instagram and all that. So the vocabulary is very different, no, they use these contractions that sometimes you use for typing and all that. So their program is a little bit from the old school, no. So I think they need to update, no, their methodology. I mean, it's good, it's a good methodology, but it could be even better, no, if they adapt it to reality that we are living now, no. For example, there, if you are a student that you say, to be like a parrot, repeating and repeating is not functional for me, so that is not your school, no. If you're the type of a student that you need to see grammar on the board, that is not your school for sure, because they will give you, yes, they will give you grammar, of course, but first you will be like repeating, like a parrot, like repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, negative, affirmative, no, double question, and and so on, so on, so on, so on, no? And in the end, the teacher gives you like a little part of grammar. For question is this structure, for interrogative, for negative is this, for affirmative this, no. Now give me an example, no, with one verb. I'm going to give you one verb, for example, no. The verb is run. For example, give me a sentence in past, but in negative, for example, no? Follow the structure, no. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody repeat, bum, 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 no. Sometimes they give you like free speaking, but the problem with the free speaking they have is like they give you like some pieces of paper with conversations that are incomplete, but they are like mini conversations, no. It's like, for example, what did you do yesterday? But this says, what did you do? And line, no? Yesterday, last week, etc. No? Oh, I, line, other line, no? Oh, I went to the park, for example, no? And oh, that's amazing, no? How was your experience? For example, no? Something like that. So yes, you have to create or complete that part, but it's not like on your own, no? So if you have these problems to think fast, it's gonna be a problem, because, well, time is money there, no. But the ability to think fast is not because you're not able to think fast. Sorry, no, it's because there are some people that, as I told you, they have other type of learning that they take their time to combine, no, to say, okay, so I went, the next is what, this one, and they are like thinking, okay, but there are other people that remember just by listening. Okay, so I went to the park and that's it, no. That's why I told you, you need to check if that school has the best program for you, no, of course. And the last school, which is quick learning. Whew. Quick learning, well, in quick learning, first they teach you to pronounce correctly. First of all, they use a color chart. It's a color chart, and those are like the phonetic sounds there, no, like e, etc. No, all these type of sounds, no, that you have when you pronounce a word. For example, apple, no? For example, run, and all that, no. So they give you like this. You have to memorize. You have to memorize. That is your Bible, because in the first levels, I mean, it's like a normal book, no, with words, phrases, sentences. What is more about pronunciation, no? Good morning, good afternoon, etc., etc. No? But as you're moving in the course, now the words disappear, and now they have the same color chart, but now with figures, no, with with pictures. For example, a baby crying or a monster. For example, no, when you say monster, the sound and the monster is there, no. So that sound, no, so you can recognize, no. So now you start combining these colors and images, and they put them together so they you can be able to pronounce correctly, which is something that is excellent because you will have a very nice, perfect pronunciation, which is good, no? But if you're a person that needs to see the grammar on the board, once again, my friend, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's gonna be complicated, no? It's gonna be complicated. As I said before, there are other options, no? Of course, there are other options. You have, for example, the Anglo. You have Berlitz. You have the British Council. You have uh, what is it? The International House. I don't remember. But there are other schools, no? Obviously, you need to check their methodology because, for example, there you will learn British accent, no? And here is more like American accent, no? Something like that, no? From the USA, Canada, this type of sound pronunciation, no? But that's why I told you that these schools are a little bit different because they have other type of grammar because it's British English, but it depends like what you're looking for because there are people who prefer uh, British English because of the pronunciation or for the grammar. No, some people say that English, American English is easier than the other one. No? So decide first of all what kind of a student you are. No, how by asking a sample class everywhere you go. Ask for a sample class to see how teachers perform their classes, their pronunciation, their method they're using. Probably you're not going to be an expert like a psychology or something. Say, he's or or another teacher says, he's using this methodology. Well, probably you don't know, but you can identify. No, this teacher is more active, or is more passive, or is very talkative. I don't know. No, and once you have done that, you say, okay, so probably you visit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 schools, and you say, well, I felt more comfortable with this one, no? For the methodology, for the books, for the everything. I don't know, I don't know, no. So that's what you have to do basically to decide, no. And then you can see, okay, so this school is better. And also, guys, also be careful with these schools. At least the schools that I mentioned here on this video, they have the program just like I told you on the first video. No, don't worry about that. That I can tell you that they have this program, very nice program they have. No, but if you're gonna go on internet and check some schools on Facebook, just be careful. No, check their program. Check how long they promise you to be bilingual. No, check because normal check the European framework that I showed you on that video, so you have a reference there, no, to say this school offers me until advanced English, no, and certifications, and I don't know, no. That is also important. Certifications are important, but I'm going to leave that for another video. So guys, see you the next video with the topic about certifications. What could be, or what is the best certification for me. So, guys, have an excellent day, evening, or night. See you soon. Bye bye.